Okay, so apologies for the clickbaity title that I'm going to put on this, but I just wanted to get my point across really that the soap opera effect is, for me, it's not there anymore. I don't have an issue with picture processing on TVs. Now, I certainly did in 2015, so this would be when the J series of Samsung TVs came out. All the other makes were doing the same. All of a sudden, 4K TVs got very affordable, but they actually totally underperformed when compared to the previous year's 1080 TVs. So an H series Samsung TV with 400 Hertz was a lot better in my mind than a J series TV, which would be the equivalent model. I think they were calling it a 6400. The 4K versions were just awful. So in this video, I'll just switch to this now. This is a recording done on my Samsung K Series 6120 TV. So it was one of the cheap Black Friday TVs, very cheap. It was about $350 retail. Now on the left hand side is the YouTube app on the Samsung TV, and picture processing is turned on. So this is Auto Motion Plus. You sometimes have to play around with the settings to get something that you agree with, but this is Auto Motion turned on with judder reduction. And on the left, whatever you're watching this on, the image should be smooth. On the right hand side was my Apple TV box plugged into the TV with no picture processing on at all. So it should look very juddery. Now the Paddington clip as well, the writing on the side of the train and also the skylights are really quite badly dealt with. Now I recorded this at 120 frames per second on my iPhone 7 to try and highlight this, and interestingly, if I play this back on a 50 Hz TV with no picture processing, the image on the left is smooth, the image on the right is juddery. So it's down to the original source really. So if the original source is filmed at 24 frames a second or whatever, if the image moves too fast, then you are going to get picture judder. So now people say this is the way the director intended it. Well, when I see things move across, or if I turn my head fast, I don't see judder. Now, whether that's my brain sort of filling things in, I don't see judder like this with my eyes. So I don't see why we feel the need to say that it should be that way when we're watching a film or TV. Now, the soap opera effect used to be a real pain, and the image used to be very soft and lots of artifacts, and really couldn't cope with motion, and if people turned their face, their skin would almost sort of smear across the screen. It was awful. But I don't think in 2017, we're now 2018, I don't think it's an issue. For me personally anyway, I mean obviously we're all different, we all have different opinions on things, but I think if you take one of the great TVs of today, so that'd be a 7 Series OLED LG, and you leave the picture processing as standard, it will be on by default. Put a great demo on it and it will look amazing. I've been watching a demo of The Crown and it just looks really lovely, and that's with picture processing. So when I hear on various technology podcasts where people really get vocal about it and really sort of quite heated about it, I don't think it's an issue anymore. I think it was an issue, but I think that now the soap opera effect is well, it doesn't affect me at all. I really think that modern day TVs, I mean if I think of Samsung, LG, Panasonic especially, they're just very good at motion, but also not diminishing the TV overall picture. But I'd be interested in what people think. I mean obviously, well, I'll leave comments on, hopefully I won't get too much hate. I'm not disagreeing with people, I'm just saying this is what I prefer. I like the image to be smooth. And I think that generally, you know, people I've asked and people I've shown my demo to, they tend to agree with me that the image looks better smooth. So I think we've turned a corner, and whether it will change again when 8K comes around and the processors are woefully undercooked, and then we'll get the issue all over again, maybe for a year. But at the moment, I think you can buy a 4K TV with picture processing from the major manufacturers and get a good experience. Okay, thanks for watching.